I'm Chief Rick McCubbin of the Shepherdsville Police Department, and this morning I'm joined by Chief Bill Mahoney of the Hillview Police Department. At approximately 9:14 this morning, our department received a call on a stolen vehicle with a child inside it. It was at 189 Adam Shepard Parkway, which is, most people call it the Kroger lot. It's the largest store there, but it is a large strip mall. Our officers responded, of course, to that area, very close. And as they were looking for the vehicle, Sergeant Kyle McAllister of the Hillview Police Department spotted the vehicle on I-65. He was quickly joined by our officers, and they attempted to stop the suspect, but he unfortunately continued to drive, accelerated, and we pursued him into Jefferson County. He wrecked out just south of the outer loop on 65 northbound. He was taken into custody at 9:26. 12 minutes of sheer terror, I'll say. But in 12 minutes, we had it from the time the call was received to the time that he was in custody was 12 minutes. So our Hillview officers, our officers, did a fantastic job of, fortunately, the child wasn't hurt. The suspect was taken into custody without incident. I think the major advisory will have some documents for you as soon as we can, but the subject is, last name is Reynolds, R-E-Y-N-O-L-D-S. Joshua L. Reynolds. He's 22 years old. He's from Radcliffe. At one time, he did live in Bullitt County, but that's his current address, so we don't know if he's back and forth or which, but he does have ties here. Today, he was charged, obviously, with T-butt, auto theft, wanton endangerment first degree, kidnapping, DUI, no operator's license, reckless driving, and fleeing and evading police first degree. Maybe more charges coming, but that is currently what we are placing against him. Mr. Reynolds is well known to many of our officers. Apparently some of our officers have been dealing with him since he was around 15. He's 22 now. He has numerous arrests, robbery, assault, mostly all felonies. So unfortunately, just another example of a person out on the street that shouldn't be. We were also assisted by KSP, Louisville Metro, and certainly want to thank Louisville EMS and Jefferson County Fire, Okolona Fire, for responding quickly and checking out the young child and the driver, both of which were transported, precautionary, just to make sure everybody is okay. And we were also assisted with the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office, was a part of it. That's the thumbnail sketch. Any questions you have?
Did you say DUI in there as well?
Yes, sir.
Will you be drunk, high?
Other than alcohol. Yes, yes. He was driving under the influence of drugs, basically, not alcohol.
What do you believe in? What do you guys believe in?
Don't know. At this point, yeah. We'll have to, get the talks on that.
Rick, I know you're children, and you and I, can you tell me what was in your head and your heart when you hear a 13-month-old, a one-year-old baby is in a stolen car, and a guy who's got, as you say, a long criminal record? What was going through your head?
I was here. I did not participate. As you see, I had meeting. Nauseated, I'll be honest with you, because, pursuits are a iffy situation to begin with. But when you include a small child, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't in a case like that. So, yeah, rather nauseated that the child was in the car, that we were in pursuit, obviously just hoping that it ended well. Fortunately, it did. But also, as a parent, that, and as a chief, I was talking to staff prior to this, and we were talking about the pursuit, to pursue or not to pursue. We do have a pursuit policy in Shepherdsville that basically is, you run, we're going to chase you, try to bring you safely into custody. But, you know, at what point do we, you know, in a case like this, as a chief, do I tell a mom that, well, we're not going to pursue, could be dangerous, but your child was last seen going northbound towards Louisville or Indiana? So this was a case where it was obvious we were going to pursue. You know, sometimes you just have to be the police. And you know, again, you hope and pray that things end well, and in this case, it did.
Chief, I know you weren't on scene, but you certainly talked to your officers. Maybe this is for you as well, Chief Mahoney. What was the reaction? Was he apologetic? Was Mr. Reynolds apologetic that he'd taken off with a kid? Was he so drunk or high he didn't even realize there was a child in the back seat? Why did he keep going so that at any given time he could have put that car in park at Kroger and ran off and done the right thing?
You're absolutely right, and it's the kidnapping charge. The point that he realized there was a child on board, he certainly could have stopped anywhere and run on foot for all we care. Had we even not captured him, once he realized that there was a 13-month-old little girl in the car, he absolutely had the ability to pull over, stop, and end it, but he did not. So that's why we placed that kidnapping charge on him, for that very reason.
And I have to realize it because the mother tried to chase him, I heard.
Yes, the mother did come out of the business, basically stated that she saw her vehicle lunge forward, which of course caught her eye, and as she approached it, she realized there was a white male in the driver's seat, started yelling to, you know, get out of my car, give me my baby, you know, whatever, and obviously attempted to stop that vehicle. Several other people witnessed what happened, and so the numerous 911 calls were coming in with the description of the vehicle, which was a silver Ford Escape. So, yeah, you have to think he knew from the beginning, but so.
There's that also, that aspect of how many parents have just run into the store real quick to do something that flash. What do we take? What's your takeaway?
You know, this is a, you know, I know you all have covered recently where, for example, Louisville Metro was really enforcing the leaving your vehicle running ordinance or law. And some people think that's petty, or some people think it's whether you agree with it or not. This is a prime example of why the police try and say don't. Of course, there are ways around it: the auto start, the auto locks, the start it from the house. So there are those situations, but to say a lot about the mom at this point, I won't, because I think she received probably the worst punishment of her life this morning with what happened. Obviously, we're going to be talking with her, but at this point, there's no charges at this point. But we are certainly going to be meeting with her. We want her to obviously relax the best she can, and you know, be with her child right now to make sure that the baby's okay. But yeah, this is a sad but very strong example of leaving your child. I don't care if it's 30 seconds, 3 minutes, what. It doesn't take long. And I mentioned 12 minutes. And that's from the time the 911 call hit us till he was in custody. So it can happen quick.
Do we know if the car was running and she did have a remote and locked it, or if it was open?
Apparently the car was unlocked, keys in the ignition, the vehicle was running. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you talk about the crash? Did he spin out, or did you guys force him?
I don't have all the details.
Maybe that's for
Yeah, do you know, Chief?
Yes.
Were you there? Go ahead.
Yeah, certainly. First off, I just wanted to commend our officer, Sergeant Kyle McAllister, for his actions today. You know, when a police officer initiates a traffic stop and the person chooses to flee, the officers only have but a brief second to determine whether or not continuing this pursuit is worth the risk that it puts to people within the community. And this was definitely a situation that does not happen often. I think our sergeant did a great job into continuing the pursuit without pushing the subject so hard so as to create an accident on the expressway. Through talking to the officer, once secondary units arrived on scene, I believe it was a Kentucky State Police unit, had activated his lights. The speculation is that the suspect had glanced over his shoulder at the arrival of a second police car, lost control of the vehicle, and then ran off the expressway into a median area where the vehicle obviously stopped with no one being injured. And then those two officers, along with the KSP trooper, were able to take him into custody and secure the child.
Whose officer actually got the child out of the car? Was that your officer, Chief?
Sergeant McAllister.
I heard him say, after your mom, it almost made me cry. I heard him say, "Are you okay, sweetheart? How you doing?"
Right.
When you watched that and you had a conversation with that officer,
Mhm.
what did he tell you about that moment?
I've been doing this for 26 years. I think he's been doing this for 6 or 7. So, he said a lot of things that I can remember thinking about when I was a younger officer. As you think about these things as you're just driving around on normal patrol. What would happen if this situation would have taken place? Or if the circumstances were a bit different, would I have acted a little bit different? And he had mentioned to me that he has played this scenario before in his mind and really wasn't sure how he would handle it. And it happened to him today. He made the best decision that he could, and it was the right decision, the right choice, and he handled himself very well. But yeah, it's a big adrenaline rush. He's a father as well. He has a small child at home, and it's a stressful event that he took place in today, and he did a very good job.
What's his first name?
Kyle. McAllister is McAllister. Yes, sir, Sergeant.
This is just good police work too. He's kind of started open, knew there was a great escape, and found it.
Right. Well, it was good communication all the way around. We have 5 agencies in Bullitt County, and it's difficult sometimes to communicate amongst one another the things that are occurring throughout the county. And this was a good example of every agency working together in getting this situation resolved without anybody getting hurt. From the timeliness of the Shepherdsville officers and getting the information out, to our officers responding to the area that we thought the suspect would be traveling through, to our pursuit, to Shepherdsville catching up, the Kentucky State Police showing up to assist. It was a joint effort, and everybody did a really good job.
Nothing else? Thank you.